Hey guys, it's Mike from Big Ocean Dive, and in today's video, we are talking about the 5 things that you must know before you start to learn to scuba dive. And these are important things that you learn in your first class and things that you have to remember for your entire diving career. Number 1, the number 1 rule of scuba diving. Most of you hearing this will already hear that voice in your head. Never hold your breath. We are diving under pressure, breathing gas. And if we take a large breath in at depth and we go up where there's less pressure, our lungs can expand and overexpand, and you can have a lung overexpansion injury. That is why it is always important to never hold your breath. So remember to always breathe. Okay? In your first session, if you're not breathing, your instructor will take out the regulator and they'll tell you, remember to breathe small bubbles. The next skill that can cause you pain and discomfort, it is not a critical life-threatening injury, but it's gonna really suck, is if you have a burst eardrum. So you always have to equalize. You always equalize as we go down, pressure increases, the air is trapped in your sinuses and eustachian tube. It compresses and you can feel that squeeze. So just like when you go on an airplane, you pinch your nose, you do the Valsalva method, you force air into your sinus, into your eustachian tubes, and the relief comes instantly. You can do thousands of dives and never have an issue with your ears or sinuses if you remember to equalize every meter or 2. And whenever you feel discomfort, always stop equalizing and wait to equalize before going down. If there's a line next to you, hold that line so you don't need to worry about maintaining your depth, and do that. Most importantly though, if you can't equalize, you end the dive and you go back up to the boat. You are not gonna dive today. It is not worth pushing yourself in this scenario. Next is we have 3 very important skills to learn that really are the main ones that keep you safe while diving. All right, so we have our mask clear. If your mask is flogging up or if your mask is filling up with water, you are going to be distracted by that. When you are distracted, you are not comfortable. When you're not comfortable, you are not confident. When you're not confident, you can't handle things that arise. You can't take care of yourself. You can't critically think. So you can see that snowball effect just because you don't know how to clear your mask. So you're gonna learn to let water in with a foggy mask and clear it out. And you're gonna learn if you have a leaking mask, you're gonna clear it out. Why you can't use swimming goggles when you are scuba diving is because there's no nose pocket. So if they fill up, you won't be able to clear it out. So with the scuba mask, it fills up with water, you force air in with your nose and that pressure will push out the water. Next, we're gonna go over regulator clearing. This is a very important skill to learn. In the event that the regulator gets knocked out of your mouth, or if your mouth is dry and you want to take in a little bit of water underwater to swish around and then clear out, you're gonna learn regulator clearing. I don't want you freaking out thinking that the regulator is gonna randomly pop out of your mouth or someone's gonna rip it out. This doesn't happen during diving, okay? I've never even had my regulator fall out after 17 years of diving. So I want you to know this is just to learn how to do it in case it happens so that you're safe while you're diving. So there's 2 methods. There's the sweep method where you'll graze against your thigh and then you'll go to the back of the tank, sweep around, you'll find the hose caught on your arm, put in your mouth, exhale sharply, and then it'll clear out the water and you can breathe regularly. The next method, let's say you can't find it this way because current is strong or you have a buoyant regulator that's floating, you'll actually reach back to the tank where the base of the hose is, you'll run it through your fingers and clear. There's two ways of clearing. There is a forced exhale, which is almost like you're spitting into the regulator, like, and then it'll clear it all out and you breathe back in. The next is if you don't have enough air to clear that, you take your finger, there's a little purge button, you purge. Now remember, before you purge, you stick your tongue up like a splash guard so that the water going in will hit your tongue and the air will go around the sides. All right, the last one is buoyancy. You're gonna need to learn how to control your body underwater. As you know, when you're in the water, you float at the surface. So divers need to wear lead weights to pull them down. Now here in Malaysia, where it's nice and warm, we don't need many wetsuits, you will need anywhere from 2 to 4 kgs on average to have a nice safe dive. So you wear weights at the surface and during your dive to pull yourself down, but your buoyancy jacket, your BCD, fills with air and releases air. So at the surface, you're wearing weights to make sure you don't sink, you fill your BCD with air and you float like you have a life preserver on. When you're ready to go down, you release that air and the weights slowly pull you down. When you're at the surface though, now you are too heavy and you don't want to hit the bottom, you don't want to hit the rocks, you don't want to hit the coral. So what you do is you actually add a little burst of air. And you add probably around 2 or 3 bursts if you're properly weighted to just ease off that weight pulling you down. Okay, you'll learn how to do this in your open water course. As the dive goes on, you will start to release air because your tank is filled with compressed air, and as you lose some air inside, the tank will float more. So it will already start to take away some of the weight. So you take out that air from the BCD to make sure that you don't start floating up too much. All right, don't worry, in the class, you will learn how to control this and you will get good at this, and your instructor and dive master will remind you throughout the dives, hey, remember, put in some air. Oh, you look like you're coming up a bit, take out some air. Anyways, this has been the 5 things that you need to know before you start scuba diving, before you start your open water course. I hope you've learned something today, and I hope you are excited to start your underwater journey. Thanks so much. This has been Mike from Big Ocean Dive, and I will see you underwater. Hey guys, if you got value out of this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and leaving us a comment. We'll be happy to hear from you and answer your questions. Please also follow us on social media. We're on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, anything that floats your boat. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you.